Hey, 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 y'all. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody has had a fantastic day. Mine was pretty uneventful. Nothing to get excited about. Ooh. I hate hearing my voice. Happy Tuesday. There we go. As you come in, say hello. Let me know you're here. And of course, at any time that you have a question, please let me know. Hey, Crystal. How you doing, Shug? So I'm going to give it a minute, see if anybody else wants to jump on. I would really appreciate it if you would check out that little button down on the left-hand side of your mobile device. And it says share. If you could click on that for me, that would be greatly appreciated. And for those that don't know me, I'm April. And this is Couture by Sweet Sassafras. And I'm going to be doing a little inking this evening on a t-shirt. I have a big event coming up in June. And it's going to be myself, my immediate upline, her upline, and another team member are going to go do the Bodacious Bazaar in Hampton, Virginia. So we are getting all prepped for that and ready to go. And I wanted to do some team t-shirts so we can look a little coordinated. So I've just got a regular old plain cotton t-shirt. And the inks do really well on these little cotton t-shirts, I find. So they're really awesome. All right. Try and get it smoothed out a little bit. It's kind of a little bit of a bigger project, so hopefully I will stay in camera on this. And so that y'all can see the process. So what I have here is one of our inking mats. And this fits perfectly in the 17 by 17 pillowcases that we offer. Fits perfectly in there. And it's going to work really well for this little t-shirt project that I'm doing. And I don't know if you saw when you first popped on, I have already done my name on the sleeve in the black ink and using some of our fonts that we have. And all I've done so far is I've inked it and then I've hit it with a blow dryer just so it's not tacky anymore, but it is not heat set at the moment. So we're just going to flip that over there and leave it there till we're finished with the entire project. And then I will heat set everything all at one time. So with these mats, and you'll have to excuse my mat, because one day I was picking it up and how I dropped it, I have no idea. But it flipped over on its sticky side. So it's kind of a hot mess. It picked up everything that was on my floor. So it's got little pieces of dog hair and lint on it. A couple of dust bunnies. You know, we all get those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this mat. It is sticky on one side. So it's going to keep your project from shifting around on you. So it works great. You just got to get it in, and I find folding it over just a little bit to get it inside so it's not grabbing onto your project. Still takes a little bit of work, but And then just let it go and it'll fall down. And we'll try and get everything centered. Like I said, this is kind of a bigger project as far as my surface goes. So we'll try and keep it in the camera view. And then I have, you don't necessarily need to do this, but I have pre-washed this shirt and dried it. Just because it's cotton and cotton tends to shrink, and I wanted to make sure where I was at. So there's one of those little tags in here, and I'm going to use that as my, I can barely see it through here, but I'm going to use that as my center point on my shirt. And hopefully I will get this straight in here. I need to shift this mat over a little bit. So you've been behaving yourself, Crystal? Just need to shift it over just a little bit. Straighten back out. So our transfers are super versatile. You use them with both the Chalkology paste and with your Couture inks. So no need in buying, you know, 2 sets of transfers. Just use the same one. They're reusable. And I think I've got it shifted too far over this way, but that's okay. Should have brought my little linty brush in here. Excuse me. Alright, getting it nice and smooth. And I'm going to take my little mat that I usually work on. I'm going to get this out of the way because I want my surface as stiff as I can possibly get. And just smoothing my shirt out, making sure I don't have any wrinkles. Oops. And everything's falling. Alright. Okay. So I want to put the logo on the back of these t-shirts. Excuse me. And like I said, I'm going to try and use that little tag piece right there as my center. And hopefully this will work because this transfer has been used a gazillion times. So hopefully I will get some good adhesion to the shirt. I got something under it. Get some good adhesion. Make sure my letters are down. Make sure all my edges are locked down. Alright, and I'm going to use some masking tape just because I am a messy Marvin and we are working with ink and it will be a permanent application. So just to make sure that if I swipe off a little too far on the side that I don't get it on my t-shirt. You're welcome to not do that if you can do it cleaner than I can. I'm a messy Marvin. So it's not holding the transfer down, it's just preventing me from making a mess of it. Hopefully I'm testing out this new light, because I notice with my overhead lighting I get a lot of shadowing. And I'm not sure I'm liking it so much. Let me know what y'all think, with or without, if you've seen other videos that I've done. Alright, so this is our black Chalkology paste. I'm sorry, our ink. And it is a lot, it's more of like a gel consistency than our paste, of course. I'm just giving it a quick stir. And when you're working with your with inks, what you want to do is you want to start off of the screen print area. And I'm just putting a little bit down. I'm going to take my small squeegee and I'm just kind of dipping my edges through it. And then I'm going to start pulling it down into my screen print area. A little bit goes a super long way. So start light. And add more if you need it. If you use too much, if you're blobbing it on there, you could get some bleeding effect. So you just want to pull a little bit through at a time. The inks don't dry as quickly as the paste does, so it gives you have plenty of time. You don't have to rush through it. Pulling it through. Trying to make sure I get all my areas covered. So this product is so cool. You can make personalized t-shirts. I've done hats, onesies, baby bibs, pillowcases, all kinds of stuff. And like I said, the inks, once they are heat set, are a permanent application. So as soon as I heat set this, I can throw it directly into the wash machine. And my image is still there. A little bit more. And I like to go, especially the coarser the grain on the fabric, I like to go in all directions. That way I make sure that I get the coverage that I need on my project. And hopefully, like I said, this one transfer has been used a gazillion times and it's at the end of its life. You get multiple uses out of these things, but they do have a lifespan. And try and get this tape up. Got it locked down really well. But hopefully it adhered well enough that I didn't get any bleed under my transfer area. So keep your fingers crossed. So the transfers, the company says that you get 8 to 12 uses out of your transfer, depending on your care. Look at that. And I'll just take that, put it in my little water pan over here, sticky side up. You get 8 to 12 uses out of transfer, depending on your care of that transfer. Alright, I think I need to do just a teeny bit of touch up in a couple of spots here that I kind of missed. I'm just taking the end of my squeegee with a little bit of ink on it and filling in those little spots that I kind of missed. There we go, piece of cake. And then, and a lot of the designs there are, it looks like it might be messed up, but that's the way it's designed. There's a little black, I don't know if you can see it at this point. Let me pick this up. But there's little black specks, like in the H. Those are supposed to be there. It's part of the design of the transfer. And it gives it that chalky look. I think I got a little, yep, got a little ink here. So I got a little blob of ink here. I told you I'm a messy Marvin. It doesn't matter how careful I am. And what I'm going to do, because I left my dish detergent in the kitchen and I'm not going to get up and get it, I'm taking this little wipe and I'm just going to lay it over that spot so it'll stay moist, because I'm getting ready to hit this with a blow dryer. Just to get it to kind of set a little bit. And so that way if I touch it, I don't smear it or drag anything through it. Just a little heat set till it's not tacky anymore, but this is fine. And I'm going to leave this right over top of it, just to keep it moist till I can get to my Dawn dish detergent. I found if you get little little blobs like I did, if I take that Dawn dish detergent and I immediately put it over it, and then when I'm done and cover it up, make sure it doesn't dry out while I finish my project, and then I heat set the rest of it, and then I throw it in the wash machine, that little spot will come out. So, neat little trick I found. Get the rest of my transfers. Alright, so I think I'm going to use a couple of these. Not sure what yet. Repeat. I'm going to do repeat. Nope. Design. Design. Love. Repeat. I think I want to do it like that. And again, I'm going to do this in the black. I'm trying to stick with the Chalk Couture colors. Even though this is kind of more of a bluey shirt. It's more blue than it is a teal. So just trying to line it up. Get that locked down. Excuse me. Take a little bit of my ink and dab it on the transfer. And we'll take a smaller piece of a squeegee. So a small squeegee cut up. And I'm going to pull it through this. Remember, I like to go all directions. That way I make sure I catch the fiber in the material. Pull that up and stick that in my water. And then lay my design down. And repeat. See if I got this lined up fairly straight. It's hard to tell when I'm not looking directly over top of it. Alright, and the same process. Just take a little bit, dab it off of the screened area, and then just pull it into your silk screen. Be very careful over here on this side because, like I said, I'm messy. Excess. Put it back in your jar just like your paste. And then get this repeat. And it's basically the same technique as when you're playing with the paste. You want to apply it at a 45-degree angle and get it into your screen print area. And then you want to pull off at a 90-degree. Take your excess and put it back in your jar. It's easy peasy. There we go. How cool is that? How cool is that? Go and then I want to put down join my team. Hopefully I can get this done. boo-boo mark there. And like I said, just eyeballing it. Does not have to be super perfect. Little spot right over here. And again, I got a little boo-boo right there. Not stressing over it. Even with the inks, it can be forgiving. Another reason why you use this mat, and I have in the middle of my t-shirt, is so that if you have any bleed through, it's going to go on that mat and not the other side of your t-shirt or whatever project you're working on. Alright, get that one. And when you scrape off your excess, especially with these colors, you can tell pretty much if you've missed a spot. So you can just fill it in and get it straight before you pull your transfer up. Excess back in my jar. There we go. There's another thing you gotta be careful with is I get ink all over me, and that's how I get all these little blobs everywhere. It's typically because of that. So there's my t-shirt. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull it out. I'm sure y'all don't want to watch me do this part, but I'm gonna pull this this mat out. Pull the mat out. Like I said, it is super sticky. So just trying to be careful that I don't flop my shirt over on itself when I'm doing this. And with the mat, you're just going to take it to your sink, rinse it off with water, and let it air dry, and put the plastic covering back over it, and it's good to go for your next use. Now, with this part, what we do at this part, our stage, we're done with it, is we're going to heat set it. So you're going to take, excuse me, your iron, and you're going to put it on a medium heat. And you're going to put a sheet of parchment paper underneath, in between, just like you did the mat. And then you're going to take another piece of parchment paper and you're going to lay it over top. And you're going to heat set it 4 minutes on each side. So I'll do 4 minutes over here. I'll flip it inside out. I'll put my parchment paper back in, and I will heat set the other side for 4 minutes. And then you are good to go. You can make your own custom t-shirts for your kids, for birthday parties, all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested in learning more about Chalk Couture, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. I appreciate you watching, and come back and see me on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks.